And we continue bringing you in-depth coverage of campaign 2016. All morning, we've been showing you some of the not-so-flattering moments of Lincoln Chaffee's night at the first Democratic presidential debate.
But in his closing remarks, former Rhode Island governor did have a chance to plead his case to the American people as to why he should be the next leader of the free world.
America has many challenges confronting us: ending the perpetual wars, addressing climate change, addressing income inequality, funding education, funding infrastructure, funding health care, helping Black Americans, helping Native Americans. We have many challenges. Who's best able to confront these challenges? I've served in government at many levels. I know what it's like to solve problems at the local level because I did it as mayor. I know how to get legislation passed through Congress because I did it as a senator. I know how to turn around a state because I did it as governor of Rhode Island. But what I'm most proud of is that in 30 years of public service, I have had no scandals. I have high ethical standards. And what I'm most proud of is my judgment.
And that is the most that Chaffee had to say all night long,
Yes.
actually, in the debate last night. Our political analyst Joe Fleming joining us now. It was basically the Bernie and Hillary show.
Yes, it was.
The other three candidates really up there just watching those two debate back and forth. What was your takeaway from the debate last night?
Well, I thought Hillary did very good last night. I thought she was at ease, she was friendly, she was aggressive. I think she did not make the mistakes people thought she might make. Again, she had the advantage of doing this before where the other people did not. So I thought Hillary had the good night that she wanted. Bernie Sanders definitely appealed to his own base of support. He did not lose support last night. If you were supporting Bernie, you were still supporting him. He really rallied his troops last night. But as you said, the other three were really not a major factor in the debate, especially Lincoln Chaffee.
All right, and folks around here, of course, interested in how Chaffee performed. A lot of folks are wondering why he's in the race in the first place.
Right.
Why do you think he's doing this?
Well, again, I think Lincoln Chaffee wanted to get his ideas out. He wanted to get his views out on the Iraq War. He wanted to get his views on the environment out. And he felt if he can get into the debates, he could do that. Well, he got into the debates, and he did not do that last night. He basically stumbled around the debate. He answered questions when he was asked, very short questions, and he never got into the flow of the debate with the other candidates at all. So he really didn't get a good opportunity last night to stress himself.
Now, at what point does this become a situation where he doesn't get invited back to these types of debates?
Well, I think it's probably close to that. He's only polling about 0.2%. At some point, the people organizing the debates are going to say he's not having any traction at all. It's time to shorten the number of people in the debates. So I can see him and Senator Webb at some point possibly being taken out of these debates if their polling numbers don't improve very soon.
All right, let's talk about Bernie Sanders. Actually, you know, I think he helped out Secretary Clinton's campaign when he said enough of the, I won't say the word he used, but you know what, emails. I don't want to hear about it anymore. And how much do you think that helped with the folks that are attacking Clinton over the email scandal? Well, is it a scandal anymore?
Well, it still is a scandal. Okay. And again, it helps with the Democratic base, the primary voters. The primary Democratic voters aren't as concerned about the email scandal as the general public is. The independent voters, the Democrats that don't vote in primaries, they're more concerned with what's going on there. He basically appealed to the base. He appealed to some Clinton supporters. Look, I can support her at times. We want to talk about the issues. We don't want to talk about emails. Let's talk about issues. It was a good move on his part.
All right, get your crystal ball out. Who represents the Democrats and who will come out on top on the Republican side?
It's still early. We've got to see if Joe Biden gets in a race. I think with Hillary's performance last night, he's less inclined to get into the race. So at this point, I would think she still has the big advantage. On the Republican side, it's still a big mishmash. You don't really know what's going to happen there. There's still too many candidates to really narrow it down who's going to grab a good chunk of the votes in the end.
When will this Trump phenomenon wear off? Or will it?
I'm not sure. I would think we're going to get into the Iowa caucuses, the New Hampshire primary, South Carolina primary. We have to get into a few primaries before we see where Trump really stands in this race.
And I said to you during the commercial break, I said, book it, Mitt Romney and Hillary Clinton. And you said to me?
I said I think Marco Rubio has a good chance in this race. He's trying to position himself correctly at this point. But again, there's still so many Republicans in this race. We're not really sure what's going to happen. Depends who drops out when also and who picks up their support.
And by the way, Romney's not even in the race.
No.
But I'm just throwing that out there because that's what I think. And it's probably wrong, but we'll see. You're always right, Joe, when it comes to this stuff. Thanks for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. We're seeing a lot of Joe over the next couple of months.